Hey, what's going on, everyone? Eman here from the C-List Villains podcast. This week, we're talking New Comic Book Day, March 3rd, 2021. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave me a comment, hit that notification bell so that way you would get notified anytime I upload any brand new videos. This week, I actually have a guest on the show. That's right, I'm gonna have guests on this show, but not who you think. It'd be awesome to be able to hang out with Todd McFarlane, Donnie Cates, Scott Snyder about New Comic Book Day releases. However, the most important people that I can actually have on this show is you. That's right. Once in a while, I'm going to have people from within the community come and hang out with me and talk New Comic Book Day releases. I personally would love to hear what other people are picking up. Maybe they can convince me to pick up something else. Maybe they can convince you to pick up something else. Stepping outside of your comfort zone is something that I kind of like, to be perfectly honest. I like to try some new things. And hearing from everyone else and knowing what they like, something I'm actually very interested in. So this week, we're going to hang out with one of my buddies that I met at my local comic book shop, and we're talking our top 3 picks for New Comic Book Day, March 3rd, 2021. Come and hang out. Also, keep in mind that I co-host the C-List Villains podcast. New episodes drop every Saturday on iTunes, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app. Remember, the C-List Villains, cultivators of the comic culture.
10 quick pages and that was about it.
Yeah. And it was, I think it was just unnecessary. Exactly. It was unnecessary. Well, let's get into this, man. Hey, thanks for joining me today, Mike. This week, we're going to be talking New Comic Book Day for March 3rd, 2021. And I'm looking forward to see what you're looking forward to, my friend.
I'm excited. First and foremost, all the hype about that Berserker, the Keanu Reeves comic book written by Matt Kent. Mm-hmm. So I'm very, very interested to check this out. They got the little online cartoon for it too, like an intro, how this guy's a warrior that's been on Earth for a couple thousand years, and he's made a deal with the U.S. government to find how to die. Basically, I'm a work for you so you can give me the secret so I can die.
Yeah, it's actually one of my choices for this week, and it's really more for curiosity. I have it on as one of my 3 picks for this week, not because I'm really looking forward to it, but it's more of curiosity for me. It is at the very top just because I want to see what it's about. And I'm hoping that I'm going to get that story that I'm, waiting to hear,
I want to see some good art, and I do want more than just a superhero type story. So I'm into this, assassin or warrior. It's been around, whatever he's traveled, whatever road he's traveled, he's tired. Some of us might want to live forever and be like, hey, a couple thousand years, but this man's tired,
And that's a curse, I think. Living on for that long, I think it's a curse. Here, let me read a little bit about the book. So the man only known as Berserker is half mortal and half god, cursed and compelled to violence, even at the sacrifice of his sanity. But after wandering the world for centuries, Berserker may have finally found a refuge, working for the U.S. government to fight battles too violent and too dangerous for anyone else. In exchange, Berserker will be granted the one thing he desires: the truth about his endless, blood-soaked existence and how to end it. It sounds interesting. Written by Matt Kent, co-written by Keanu Reeves, with art by Alessandro Vitti, and it's on Boom Studios. So it sounds like a hitter. It's already sold out many of its variant copies. I mean, it's one of those things where a lot of people are going to pick it up because of the name of Keanu Reeves. A lot of comic book collectors are going to pick it up because it's on Boom Studios. But I want to know, from you, why would this one be on your list?
Well, I've been moving away towards just Marvel and DC. I still like my heroes and everything, but Boom Studios has captured me with Someone's Killing the Children, some James Tynion writing from him. And I've been looking at other titles from Boom, and like you recommended Wind, and I liked that. That one was fun. I really liked that. I just picked up some AWA Upshot. It was like Highway to Hell, some independent stuff, and you know, I'm juicing off of independent stuff. I like my heroes and everything, but I need a good storyline. And I'm like, what kind of conspiracy is the government got? Why has our government got the secret to this man, you know, this immortal, you know, why doesn't he have the secrets?
Yeah.
You know, all this hype is there for the last couple months. I mean, it's been about 6 months of this hype, you know, so I'll give issue 1, 2. I normally give a run 3 to 4 books, you know, so see how the read is. And if it's a limited series, you know, I'll take on the whole run, but you just want to jump into it. You know, there is some hype, the piano and everything, but I'm interested. You know, I like a good bloody massacre storyline.
No, I'm sorry. I assumed that this is one of your top 3. Is this one of your top 3 picks that for New Comic Book Day next week?
Yeah, for this week.
Right.
I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I take everything with a grain of salt because you know, I've been disappointed by many a book, you know, and just I fall in love with these hitters I'm not even, you know, thinking of, and just I pick it up and I'm blown away by different stuff. So
yeah,
you know, exactly. I'm hoping this one knocks me out. You know?
So let's get into the second pick. So what's your second pick for New Comic Book Day, March 3rd, 2021?
My second pick is called Dead Dog's Bite, and it's by Tyler Boss. The premise of Dead Dog's Bite is Cormac has gone missing. Her best friend Joe has got to find her because the police are useless and the town just doesn't care. There's something going on and Joe's got to figure it out. So something simple like that premise, it draws me in because I read 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank, and you know, you're like, okay, simple title, but it was a great bank robbery, heist, a whole lot of gangster stuff going on from these 4 kids trying to help out her dad. One of the kids' dad gets involved with these bad guys, and the only way to get them out is, you know, a large amount of money. So the kids figure, let's rob a bank, and it goes down. It's a great book. I loved it. I wish I could find it. I was looking for it earlier so I could show it to you. Mm-hmm. But when I was looking through previews and I saw Tyler Boss, I was like, I know him. And of course, it was 4 Kids Walking to a Bank. So I saw Dead Dog's Bite. I'm saying, let me give this one a try. It's independent. You know, he knocked me out with that last one. I hope this one does the same. Knocks my, you know, shakes me up.
That's interesting. I like. I've never heard of that. I don't even know who Tyler Boss is. Not that I'm, you know, the grand all know all of comics. Don't get me wrong. That's why I wanted, you know, you on here to, you know, teach me, show me. Hey, look, what's something else I should look at? Dead Dog's Bite and what is it called?
4 Kids Walk Into a Bank.
4 Kids Walk Into it. It sounds like a bar joke for some reason, but it just the premise on both. Find the trade. Worth it. Okay.
Find that trade. 4 Kids Walking to the Bank. I know it's out there, but it's really good, man.
And Dead Dog's Bite. That sounds interesting. Also, okay. You know what? I'm always willing to give a book a shot. You know, after like 1 or 2 issues. You know, like I'm like you, and if it's good and it keeps going, then we're gonna keep rolling with it. If not, at least I have the number 1.
Trade. I'm gonna pass it to you so you can read it, man. Right on, man. So you can check it out, but. You know, I'm just trying to get away from the whole superhero genre. I mean, I grew up with so much of that, and I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love my heroes. But it's like you've read the same recycled story over and over.
All right. Well, let me get into my number 2. So I know we're talking about, you know, not moving away from Marvel, but looking, you know, at other independent, you know, books. However, my number 2 actually is coming from Marvel. But this is something that has caught the interest of a lot of people in the community because now this writer or this artist is now writing her book, and we know her art, Peach Momoko. Which
give me them Demon Days.
Demon Days #1. Now, I read the preview on King in Black #4. I love the art. I love how she's kind of had to step back from her cover art type work and do her interior work. But even the interior work was really, it was very graceful. I've seen art styles like that in the past, but for it to translate into a Marvel property, she's done it very beautifully. I think it's so graceful, like I mentioned. I like the story. It's Psylocke, but it's somebody else from like old Japan, and within it we have familiar faces. We have a Juggernaut, we have the White Queen. Yeah, we have the White Queen on there.
Logan.
And then Logan is as the dog or her pal. I like how she is able to use the same properties, use the same names, somewhat of the same likeness, but yet to modify it to her storytelling. I like how she's keeping kind of like their characteristics, but still penning her own story. I'm digging what I've read so far. Let me go ahead and read a little bit about this. So from Stormbreaker Peach Momoko comes a Marvel story unlike any you've ever seen before. A wandering swordswoman with a psychic blade arrives at village that's being targeted by demons. One demon is black and white with a terrifying red tongue, and another might be the strongest demon there is. This sounds great. This sounds old Japan-ish, with Peach Momoko coming from Japan. It sounds like she's bringing in some of the history that she knows about into a Marvel comic to spread, some lore to people who might not know about that history, and having fun with it. And I'm all about this. I'm digging this right here.
I'm down for any type of samurai or ninja story, anything. And really, she is doing full interiors on this. You got to jump on it, man. I've seen some of her heavy metal work, and her art is amazing. And I like her covers. It varies by whatever character she's doing. So each character is, what she sees. And some of them I'm like, wow. Some of them I'm like, okay, that's nice. But in general, I can't wait for this. To see her vision of this story, it's going to look amazing. I've seen, just some of the interiors, man. They look awesome. And her color work, it looks nice. And, it's soft, but it's powerful. It draws you in. And, I can't wait.
Exactly. Just what you said, soft and powerful.
It was on my top 5, you know what I'm saying? It's in there, but like I said, I got to get a little bit of something, man. I got to let them know about those indies too.
Look, we're doing 3. We're gonna stick with 3. We might bring up some other ones. I totally get it, but 3s are our number, and then whatever happens on Wednesday is a different story. What's your number 3 pick for New Comic Book Day?
Now, I've been talking about this one for about 3, maybe 4 weeks. I don't know. I think I reeled you in. I threw a little line out there, and I might have hooked you in. But
you did.
This one is from a new company. It's coming out, and it's called ENIAC, from the company Bad Idea. And I'm excited about this. They put out a trade that got a lot of hype called Hero Trade sometime last year, and I don't even know what that story was about because it didn't have too much of synapse behind it. You couldn't get it, it just came and went. But this, they put it out there. They're starting up a couple different series. This is their first one handing out to the comic shops. And the synopsis on this, it's written by Matt Kent. It's drawn by Doug, I'm trying to say his name right, Braithwaite, and colored by Diego Rodriguez. And the art looks pretty crazy. I'm loving it. But it's a new independent company, and basically it's a World War II supercomputer that plans to launch the world's nuclear arsenal 75 years after the war has ended. So this giant brain is going to war with us, and we got to do something to destroy it, I guess. But I'm very interested to see what they're gonna put out, and they got enough. I only want to talk about the next title they got out. I'm just gonna keep on with ENIAC. That's my next choice.
And I like how ENIAC is an actual it's an acronym. Yeah, for Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer. This sounds very much, we've all seen Terminator. This sounds very much like this is, what is it called? Skynet. This sounds very much like Skynet's story. Look at that with the Terminator in the background.
With the Terminator.
This sounds very much like
T-1000.
Yeah. Skynet's story. Now, we've heard Terminator stories. We've seen Sarah Connor. Now, what about Skynet? We need to know. This is what it sounds like to me. It sounds great, though. You did reel me in. I've already purchased number 1 through 4 from a shop online. Because they're like, if you can't get it in the store, and it's only 1 per store, if you can pre-buy it somewhere, do it. And I've already done it. So I might not get my 1 through 4 right away, but I've already ordered it. So it's going to come. And if I can pick them up at the shops, I'm going to, just to have a couple of them on hand.
Awesome. Yeah, I got one from our shop. It's funny because our guy Chris didn't even know he was one of the shops getting them. And I asked, I go, hey, I went on the Bad Idea website and it says the comic shop. I go, is this you, our shop? And he's like, no, hold on, let me check. Oh, it is us. He was like, I forgot, I signed up.
I need to talk to Chris. I think it's too late, but I'm hoping that I'm hoping he gets enough to be able to put it in my box.
I think he was, because I think he was like, a little like, I don't know if people are gonna know about this comic. Yeah. And I was like, Chris, I'm outside pumping it up. I don't know why, but I'm telling everyone about it. Just check it out. Something we'll talk about.
All right. All right. Well, for my third one, let me go ahead and bring up a book that I was introduced to by Hip Hops and Me from Team Nerd Herd. Fear Case number 2 comes out on Wednesday. The first one read very much like a Men in Black / X-Files type book, and I was really reeled in by the whole mysticism behind the case itself. You hand it to someone you hate, and in 3 days they have to hand it off, otherwise it's going to go to the person that they love. The story is super intriguing, so I felt, and this is another Matt Kent book, man.
Another Matt Kent book.
Matt Kent is the superstar in today's show, and here, let me go ahead and read a little bit about it. So, after witnessing a bizarre murder party in a suburban swimming pool, federal agents Winters and Mitchum continue their hunt for the mysterious horror box known as the Fear Case that plagues those who ever foolishly decide to open it. The end of the first book was like, whoa, what the heck happened? I don't want to get too much into it, but Fear Case number 1 was really intriguing. You follow these detectives. They're supposed to solve an unsolvable case, and they're passing it on to somebody else. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like these are just regular detectives, and you find out that they're actually a part of the Secret Service. So there is a little twist already with their storyline. They're almost playing double agents, but not for the worse. It sounds like they're doing it for the greater good. And it's I'm wondering, like, why is the Secret Service even involved with something like this? Because aren't they supposed to be protecting the president of the United States?
They got a couple different
a couple of different factions, a couple of so it made me scratch my head, and it it's captured my attention. So Fear Case number 2 is my third pick for New Comic Book Day this Wednesday, and it sounds great. Are you reading it?
I missed it, man, and I got chewed out by my wife because she apparently had told me to pick up a copy. So I actually got to find the number one. I'm still on the hunt now.
We got to go around. You see. One thing everyone needs to know is that Mike and we kind of live in the same area. So there's certain shops that we hit up. We have the two shops in Oakland, our one in San Leandro, the one in Castro Valley. So I mean, someone's gonna have it. If not, you probably have to look for it online. Now, do you know about the secret one in Alameda?
I've seen it online. I haven't been over there. The toy chest, or
I forgot what it was called. It's on Webster. So look, giving away my my secrets here. But it's on Webster. There is a comic book shop on Webster, and when it's open, it's they have a good selection there. It's just one of those things where, because everyone goes elsewhere, especially to the big comic book shops in Oakland, I think that one's the one that's missed. So probably go check there next. Okay.
I hunt in the city also. I hunt in San Francisco because my wife works there, so I go over to the city to pick her up. Sometimes I'm driving around. I'm just hitting different shops. But
there you go. Hit up those shops, you guys. They need the business. They want you with. It's okay to go to different shops. Be loyal.
That's the fun of it.
Yeah,
Anyone
exactly.
Can just go on eBay and hit a button. It's
you want to be able to go out there and actually find the gems. So go out to those shops. If you're in a big metropolitan area, go hit them up. If you're in a small metropolitan area, if you're in a small area, go hit up as many shops as you can within a 15-20 mile radius. Because guess what? They need you also. You guys want to keep those comic book shops alive.
Definitely.
Well, Mike, man, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you, brother. Go ahead and plug your social medias. How can people who are watching this find you?
Hey, thank you. I'm on IG, Big Mike's Comics and Toys, and I've put a couple of videos out there on YouTube, Big Mike's Comics and Toys again, and just a couple of CGC unboxings. Trying to figure out what type of content to put out there. There's so much content out there. I don't want to waste, anyone's time. I want to make stuff, appealing and, just give you something fun to watch. Right now all I've got is a couple CGC unboxings, but I'm thankful you had me on here to talk comics. I always love to talk comics with anyone, or toys. I love toys also, but anytime you want to talk, man, just hit me up. I appreciate it. I love talking comics and toys. So thank you once again. I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you coming on the show with me, Mike, man. All right, to everyone watching, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for hanging out with Mike. Until the next issue, deuces.
Deuces, man.